Morning. It's the Victor Wilt Show on a snowy winter day. About a week out from Christmas. Hope you've got all your Christmas stuff dealt with. I think I do. I mean, I'm still waiting on some items to show up that are just, I guess, gonna have to be late. Which is aggravating, because I bet once I get myself over to the shipping store and send this box off that's sitting in my truck, which, it's going to happen early today, lunchtime, I'm sure the other item I'm waiting for will show up at my house the minute I send that package off. I gave it yesterday. I was like, all right, I'll wait one more day. And now, if I waited one more day and this package ends up getting there late, I'd be very upset, all because I'm waiting around on this one silly item. Oh well, I'll just ship it off at another time. You do what you got to do. Guess I could order that other item that I talked about yesterday. If I've got to wait around on this item, going to be sending out a late gift. Could up it a notch and send out an extra late gift. Yeah? We'll see. All right. Kind of a slow news day so far today. I was kind of surprised by that. I don't know. It's probably just because it's a holiday week, but usually by this time, I can at least find something stupid to talk about. I mean, there's plenty of stupid, but we're not going to dive into politics this early. I've just had to kind of stop looking at politics. During the last year or so, lots of political podcasts, and I just can't take it anymore. So I've been listening to Mark Maron, and it's a pretty relaxing show. He's not like he used to be. He used to be a very angry man, and I think that's why I stopped listening to his show for a while. I was like, what happened to this guy? Calm down. He's so chill. And I guess I was still young and frustrated. So I hadn't listened in a while. Now it's like perfect. Like, very relaxing. Let's see. Gas prices in time for holiday spending spree decreasing. Yesterday, as I was driving around, I seemed to notice that gas was up about 10 cents. So I find it really funny how every winter we get these news articles, hey, gas is cheaper. It always happens during winter. This is not breaking news. Check out how cheap gas is. $3 a gallon. It's cheap. Ugh. Okay. I'm not doing very good at, not complaining and preventing aggravation on the show this morning. I'll get it together, I swear. I should have went to bed a little bit earlier last night. A little bit earlier. But like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it felt like Friday night. I was having fun playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And, time just kind of got away from me. Anyway. Well, so far, the show's a failure. So, thank you for participating. Participating by listening to my crap. I will improve things around here. All right? I promise. It's Victor Wilt, morning. All right. You cannot just act on impulse, people. Okay? If sometimes you get a sudden urge to do something, or even if you get the sudden urge to say something, think it through a little bit. Too many people out there open their mouths without, thinking it through, say something that maybe they didn't intend to say. You gotta have some patience with your own behavior. There was a guy in, of course, Florida, arrested after his Lyft driver turns around and sees the guy naked in the back seat. When he got in the vehicle, fully clothed. But then, according to police, the guy told him, well, I felt something. So I took all my clothes off. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you need to strip on down to a whole lot of nothing. you're going to disturb your driver. I've tried to think about easy ways to make a little bit of extra dough. I could use just a little bit more cash. If I made just a tiny bit more money, I'd be so much more comfortable. And if I had a car, I might consider something like Uber or Lyft. But then I read these stories and I go, no, I don't have the patience for dealing with crazies. All right. And if you're doing this kind of a service, you're picking up hammered people from the bar. Somebody might puke in your car. They smell bad, or, they're just rambling on. I don't know. It just sounds nightmarish. So this story probably cemented that's not going to happen. I mean, aside from the fact that I don't have a car, I don't think it's going to be a very efficient job in my gas-guzzling truck. If I didn't use that thing for truck stuff, I would totally get rid of it because it's so expensive to drive it around. But it's cheaper to drive it around than buy a car. So what do? You whine about not having a car, and you sit back and don't make any extra dough driving people around. So anyway, again, if you get the sudden urge to say something to somebody, think about it. If you get the sudden urge to take all your clothes off, really think about it. Come on, people. Hello and good morning. I don't know why, but I'm having a real problem with content today. I'm digging, just not really finding anything. I see people online asking their fellow fans if their favorite band is one of the best bands of all time. That's what I've stumbled across. Somebody in the Black Sabbath subreddit. Is it fair to say Black Sabbath is in the top 5 bands of all time? I have a feeling that you're going to get some yes answers in a subreddit dedicated to that band. What you need to do is go to the music subreddit and then ask that question, and you can get in some fights with people. Oh, speaking of getting in fights with people, I did attempt to aggravate the radio community again yesterday in the Radio Peeps group on Facebook. I made a post, I don't know, a week or so ago that got a bunch of people frustrated with my thoughts about promoting shows on your radio station and going to shows and like getting on stage and introducing the band when you don't actually support that band by playing them on your radio station. People didn't like my comments there. So I was like, all right, let's stir it up again. And so I jumped in yesterday and started critiquing radio stations that take new songs and they play them in the middle of the night only and then act like they're supporting the bands. Like, well, we're playing them. Yeah, when barely anybody's listening. Can you imagine if we had songs that we only played at 2 a.m? That's actually how it is on pretty much every radio station. It's weird to me. Like, if you're willing to play a song, just play it when people are going to hear it. And you wouldn't believe the justifications that people use to try to say this behavior is okay. You know? A lot of them will end up getting things, hookups and stuff like that because they're supporting the band. No, you should be ashamed of yourselves. That's what I say. You should feel bad for playing songs in the middle of the night. All right? Yeah, will it show up as a play on the radio charts? Sure. I wonder how many bands out there know how many radio stations are only playing their music in the middle of the night. It's disgusting. It's like just, as a person who is friends with many musicians, who has made music myself, the way that radio treats bands is just disgusting at times. Like this guy, Will, he commented, "I'm not in the business of benefiting artists. I'm in the business of playing the hits." Yeah, what time are you playing the hits, Will? The middle of the night? Is that when you're playing the hits, buddy? I don't know. I don't know why I do these things. Start arguments on Facebook. It's like any other Facebook argument. I think people set out to try to change people's minds. And I work in a pretty disgusting industry. I mean, as far as how, how it can work at times. I guess I've just got too much musician in me, because the entitlement of radio programmers, like the bands owe them something. It just makes me want to vomit, you know? What would you do, music stations, if you didn't have any bands to play? You should be grateful and treat them respectfully and play their music when people are going to hear it. Oh, sorry. Just gets me fired up. I'm not in the business of benefiting artists. No wonder artists don't like radio. Radio people don't understand that a lot of bands really don't like radio. And they don't for a lot of reasons. This has got to be one of them. Oh, it's great that so-and-so's playing us. Well, yeah, do you think their management tells them, yeah, they're actually only playing you in the middle of the night? No, I bet they don't, because they want the artists to be nice to radio. Oh, it's such a stupid biz. Anyway, that was that. Let's see if I could find actual content for this show. Wish me luck. If you're having troubles in the, I don't know, I guess having a baby department, go talk to a doctor, and they've got a variety of things they can do for couples trying to have a baby. Don't engage in strange rituals, because you might end up dead. Now, there was a guy in India who took part in what this article calls a superstitious ritual to fulfill his wish of becoming a father. And apparently this ritual involved swallowing a live little chicken, baby chicken. So this guy died, all right? He suffocated trying to swallow a live baby chicken. Guess who didn't die? The baby chicken. This is another example of animals fighting back, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, we got the orcas attacking people. You know, all kinds of animals fighting back against us stupid people. Well, yeah, I guess his ritual didn't work out. You know, I don't want to poke fun at the dead, but I mean, dude, he ended up at the hospital. He ended up at the place where they could have helped him with this whole baby problem to begin with. Now, I don't know if he didn't have a girlfriend or what. You know, I mean, step one for having a baby is you got to have somebody willing to hook up with you. Maybe that was his problem. The article doesn't say. The article just says he choked on a chicken. Okay, sorry, that's rude. He's a dead man. Sorry. Shouldn't laugh. Anyway, I just want to let you know, another friendly reminder that there are experts in pretty much any field you could imagine. Swing in and talk to a doctor. All right? Don't find some, magic ritual online and go, I'm going to give that a whirl. All right? There's a lot of bad information online. Just go talk to a doc. All right? Help is out there. Freak news powered by Grease Monkey. Voted Idaho's best oil change. All right, I was complaining about the weather earlier, because that's what I do this time of year. Not a fan. Maybe I need to move. How about moving abroad? Let's get out of here. Let's get. These 5 countries will pay you to move there. Just the kind of article I need. Not really. I glanced through it, and you gotta refurbish these old places if you want to take advantage of these, sweet incentives to move to places like Spain. Now, I don't know a lot about Spain. I'd like to visit Spain, sure. Looks pretty nice. What's the weather like? Well, anyhow, they launched a program in August for 200 eligible digital nomads who work in tech to receive up to about $16,000 if you move to one of its rural villages for at least 2 years. I work in tech, right? Sort of. I've got a computer in front of me. Hey, Spain. How about a rock radio guy? Will you pay me 16 grand? I don't know if 16 grand is going to cover relocation to Spain. It'd help. It would help. I mean, it's free money. How about Chile? Yeah. Let's see. Outdoor enthusiasts who have an entrepreneurial spirit can apply for Startup Chile, an accelerator program that offers grants from about $15,000 to $75,000 for those who want to bring their startup businesses to the South American country. All right? I want to start a podcast. How about that? What can I do with my computer? Chile. Pretty nice down there. Super hot. I don't know a lot about their weather. How about Ireland? Now, what you got to do if you want to move to Ireland is you got to renovate derelict properties. All right, so you got these old rundown houses. They'll give you some money. About, up to $88,000 in funding to renovate these, rundown properties. But you do still need to follow normal immigration policies, which I don't know what those are. Ireland definitely looks nice. Now, I don't know much about the weather there either. Do they deal with frigid winters and snow? I don't know, but I like the rolling green hills and the ocean views, things like that. Look pretty nice. Japan, another place you could get paid to move there. They're, again, like Ireland, trying to fix up these, these old places. Italy's doing the same thing. I'm just not handy enough for this. Can't somebody pay me to move somewhere just because they want Victor Wilt there? Somewhere with nice weather. Well, I guess for now I'll just be grateful that I got my snowblower up and running over the weekend. Okay, what else do we have here? Scientists claim eating a hot dog could shorten your life by more than half an hour. All right, how many hot dogs have I eaten? That's a lot of hot dogs. I have shaved many hours off my life. Ultra-processed foods. I guess they're really narrowing things down, letting you know exactly how many minutes that's going to shorten your life expectancy. I don't know, a half hour for a hot dog? Is that worth it? It depends on the hot dog. I mean, let's say you're at Disneyland and you have the opportunity to have one of those Disneyland corn dogs. Yeah, that's worth a half hour of life, I'd say. An hour for two of them? Sure. All right, what else do we have here? Animals fighting back. This one's a weird one, though. Usually when bears kill people, they maul them, Get them claws out, the teeth. It's gruesome. I mean, I'm sure this was gruesome. And rip to this guy. Virginia hunter, Lester Harvey. A bear fell out of a tree on him. Guy was just standing at the bottom of the tree. I don't know if he knew the bear was in the tree, but... Is this a new sweeper for Cannonball 101? Cannonball! All right. Not nice. He's dead. That's the second time today I've joked about somebody dying. I'm sorry. That's how my sense of humor works sometimes. And again, I'm a fan of the animals fighting back. People treat animals horribly. So, I think it's time for the orcas to start smashing up boats. Sorry. Even if you're just an innocent, cruiser. I'm out on the ocean just cruising. I don't have a giant spear on the front of my boat. Well, sorry. Sometimes, people ruin it for everyone. No more going out on a boat in the ocean. The orcas have had it. They're fed up. And apparently, we're not even going to be able to wander the woods anymore because we have bears cannonballing from trees, smashing people. The bear's fine. Bear's fine. Anyway, rip to that guy. Freak news, powered by Grease Monkey. Voted Idaho's best oil change. One final note. If you're going to take a vacation during the holidays, give yourself a buffer day. Yeah, you got to have one day where you just sit at home. You do not want to come back from vacation and go right to work. I've done this many times and it sucks. I've had friends who've done it and it sucks. Give yourself that buffer day if you're going on vacation. It's just too brutal. All right? Can't wait for some vacation days. Let's get this week over with. Okay, Freak News, powered by Grease Monkey. Voted Idaho's best oil change. Back in a minute. There it goes. Showing you. You can do whatever you want on the radio. You can go Ice 9 kills into Queen. There aren't rules as far as what songs you can play in what order. Despite what these folks like to try to tell me in Facebook radio arguments. Speaking of Facebook arguments, I actually shared this one yesterday on the K-Bear Facebook page. It was a post somebody made in the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group. They're a delivery driver. And the gist of it is they're asking people to try to be courteous during the holiday season. I don't know if you're aware of this, but people can be real dirtbags, all right? Can you imagine being a delivery driver right now here in East Idaho during the Christmas season? Thousands and thousands and thousands of packages, some of them very heavy. And you're dealing with treacherous conditions. You know, driveways that you might fall down. And then everybody's blowing up the phone lines. Hey, where's my package? It was supposed to be here. Blah, 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 blah. And holy cow, some of the responses to this person who, they put it very nicely. They weren't like me, where if I made the post, I'd be like, stop being a piece of crap. You know, I'm trying to do my job. Get off my back. No, they were very polite about it, and people still attacked them in the comments. Well, you know, this is the job you picked. Okay. You know, the fact that you've got to deliver packages in frigid temperatures with treacherous conditions, that's what you signed on for. You didn't sign on for having to deal with people being jerks, all right? I don't think that any job, you should have to just accept people treating you like garbage. That's why I point out, be nice to your fast food workers, all right? A lot of people look down on fast food jobs. Oh, that's an entry level, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you know what, bro, who works in a cubicle? Why don't you go stand on your feet for 8 hours straight dealing with these type of folks in the drive-thru because you took, 30 seconds too long to get your cheeseburger. Yeah, why don't you go stand for 8 hours and deal with what an average fast food worker does, all right? Treat people nice, especially during the holidays. Holidays are rough times for people. And we got somebody calling. They want to fight? They want to fight? Hi, you're live on the show. Please keep that in mind. Who's this?
Hey, it's Zach. How you doing, Victor?
I'm doing all right. What's up?
Hey, so just saying, man, what you're talking about there is exactly why I love the post office policies, right? So I used to work for the post office. I don't anymore. But their policy is if their guy cannot get up to your front door to deliver your mail, you don't get it.
Yeah, I know that in my neighborhood, if my mailbox is like blocked, if somebody's parked in front of it or
there's a bunch of snow.
Yeah, piles of snow. You got to clear that out that the mail won't get delivered. And I've seen people lose their minds about that. I think a lot of people don't know it's the law. You need to shovel the sidewalk as well. Oh,
yeah, you're liable for if somebody slips on your sidewalk.
Yeah, even though you don't own it, you're responsible for it. It's kind of strange. So, yeah, I need to get out with the shovel immediately after work because my sidewalk has not been dealt with.
Yeah, but it's beautiful, though, to see people lose their minds over not getting a package, even though their driveway looks like crap.
All right. Well, hopefully I can beat the mailman today because my driveway, I could have fired up the snowblower this morning at 5 a.m., but I don't know. I don't think my neighbors would like that. It's loud.
Just do it.
Well, okay, the truth is I didn't want to. I'm lazy. It was 5 a.m. Get out there in the cold. It's a giant machine. Push it around. Then I, just reek of gas. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, man. Well, appreciate the call. And yes, everybody, please be courteous to others. Don't be a dirtbag.
Shovel your sidewalk.
Shovel your sidewalk in your driveway. Be nice to your delivery man. If you're unhappy, I don't know. Get yourself some ice cream.
There you go. Have a good day, Victor.
You too, man. Peace. What's up, Peaches?
Are you talking about the posts on Life in Idaho Falls? I'm missing my package. Where's it at?
I shared it in the K-Bear group.
I did see that.
Yeah, the one just from a delivery driver asking people to try to be courteous.
Right.
You know?
Nope, can't do that.
No, that's your job.
My second cousin once removed. I'm waiting for their package to show up, and it's not. It's at somebody else's house. I'm going to complain on Facebook.
Well, and ultimately, all right, if a gift is late, I was actually talking to Judith about this today because we're both shipping each other gifts. It's getting...
Isn't that sweet?
Getting
Isn't
close
nice
to the last minute.
Having someone there to ship you presents, huh?
Your parents just shipped you a bunch of
I'm
presents.
talking about a significant other, okay?
Okay, well, no one else shipped me anything, Peaches.
Yours is on the way. I literally just got the email saying your order has shipped.
See, and I haven't got you anything yet.
Oh,
actually,
so that's your fault.
I did get you a foam cheeseburger.
Yeah, it's nice.
That was an early Christmas gift.
I love that thing.
But I just wanted to let people know, like, if your gifts show up late, it's okay, and you can do Christmas another day. People get so crazy about, we got to do it on this day. That's the official day. I already did Christmas with my kids.
Oh, see, I'm waiting until the 25th. I can't.
Yeah, my Christmas with my kids is over. I mean, I did get them a couple other things for when they get to the house. I've got some stocking stuffers and a couple other gifts.
I don't trust those people that can't wait till the 25th to open up anything. They have to they're like staring at the tree, like shaking, like they're having the addiction to opening the presents.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was just I shipped the issue and Maddie could tell what every single one was because they arrived in boxes that said what they were. So I'm like, well, open it. And then, Taryn, I was like, well, your sister already knows all her gifts. Let's just get on FaceTime and open your gifts. So it was fine.
Well, the 25th is now like just a normal day for you guys.
Well,
like there's no gift opening, there's nothing. It's just wake up, okay, yay.
Yeah, I mean, I live by myself. Like, I don't know, if I had kids still living there, it'd be different.
No, I mean like for them too.
Well, yeah, they live on their own.
Right, so
they're in other states, and
I'm waiting until the 25th. I got those boxes below the tree. I'm like, oh, sweet.
Well, your parents are you going to get on and like FaceTime with them to open gifts? Yeah. See, we did the same thing, but I don't know. They're going to have plenty of other things going on Christmas itself. It's like I talked about it on that podcast I did during the month of December when the kids did live with me. I started letting them open gifts at the beginning of the month because otherwise, if you just save it all till Christmas, they open this big pile of stuff and then most of it just sits there. They pick the one thing out. Okay, I want to monkey with this today. If you spread it out throughout the month, you get to appreciate each individual gift and have some time to, dig into it.
Right.
So, yeah, I've done that for years.
I just can't do that. It's too. My mom's sister was the weird one where she had to like open something up before Christmas. And my mom hated that, and I think I got what she has.
Yeah.
Or we can all just wait.
Yeah, to me, it's like, we don't have to follow the same traditions as everybody else. And I thought it worked out way better to start giving them gifts early because I think it made the month of December way more fun because they were getting gifts throughout the month rather than the big build-up one day, poof, okay, it's all over. It was a celebration of the season for 30 days rather than one. I thought it worked out great. So this year it just ended up different because of the fact that Maddie knew what her stuff was. Mm-hmm. So otherwise I would have made him wait at least a little while. But yeah, I have a couple gifts under my tree. That's about it.
For you?
For the kids.
Oh.
For the kids. And I have Judith's big box of stuff that I got to ship at lunchtime.
Nice.
I'm hoping that my lunchtime, which is really early, is a good time to go to the store to ship things.
You talking about like the UPS store? Or?
UPS or post office. I haven't decided which.
Yeah.
I think UPS might get it there a little bit quicker, but it costs
a lot of money.
Costs a lot more.
I bought my friend his Christmas gift. I was so stupid last year. I bought it and shipped it to me and then was like, okay, wait a minute. I can't put this in my backpack. I got to ship it to him. Yeah, it was like $90 total.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's why I think I'm going to probably hit the post office.
Right.
Plus, I like supporting the post office. And I like
support
the staff.
Local.
Support America.
Support America.
No, I like the post office. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's it. All right, we'll be back in a minute. I just love how people will throw a negative comment in any chance they get on anything online. I was looking at the Idaho Falls subreddit, and somebody posted a video that they said was on the front page of Reddit, which I didn't see. It's a video called Santa Loves Everyone. And you've got these. Now, I don't want to give the wrong label out. Some of these folks I've seen at local shows. Not going to call them out by name, but kind of a gothic look, rock and roll look, punk look. I'm probably labeling these folks incorrectly, and I'm sorry. But anyway, they all went to the mall and saw Santa, with the full-on goth look going on. And it's a nice, fun video. But in the comments there, shouldn't these videos or posts have to have something to do with Idaho Falls? Okay, if a video gets posted that has, people in it that make social media content, it should occur to you that perhaps if somebody posted it in the Idaho Falls subreddit, it was a local video. You would think, right? You would think. Like, does that look like the Grand Teton Mall? I really think it does. But I'm going to go ahead and just get negative anyway. I know that looks like the Santa I saw at the mall just the other day. But, man, why? I'm just awaiting the day I could find any kind of article where somebody isn't ripping into it. You could have an article pop up. They've cured cancer. Well, they didn't cure it in time for blah, blah, blah. I've got all these medical... Like, can you just be grateful for the world moving forward? There's all kinds of things I've, paid for that then down the line, all of a sudden they're cheaper or whatever. I don't know. I'm just so exhausted by the constant negativity. And I just think it's going to get worse. Sadly. Man, I don't know, if my job didn't involve finding out what's going on in the world, I think I might take a social media breather for a while. Just check out completely. Because I know that not listening to political podcasts, that's helped my mental health a little bit in the last few months. Well, let's see. About the last month that I've switched over to listening to something a little bit chiller. Anyway, good job. Good job on the video content going viral on Reddit. Locals who went and saw Santa. Anyway, we'll be back. Slow news day. I guess we're going to dive into conspiracy theories. Now, these are supposedly conspiracy theories that even skeptics believe. All right? So they gotta be true. All right. As a skeptic, let's see if I believe these conspiracy theories. All right. Toothpaste companies show more toothpaste than necessary on toothbrushes on TV commercials. Yeah, they want to make you think you need more of it in each brush, thus taking away your money faster. All right, that sounds like it makes sense to me, actually. Because aren't you supposed to use a pea-sized amount? But if you watch any commercial with toothpaste, there's piles of it all over the toothbrush. I don't know, I think extra toothpaste is just kind of satisfying. But if it's unnecessary, they're trying to take our money. All right, let's see what else we have here. So far, 1 for 1. I'm buying the conspiracy. All right, buildings are deliberately created to be ugly so that they don't get heritage status and the owners can knock it down later. I mean, modern buildings are certainly boring and ugly compared to, some of those buildings from the early 1900s or even earlier, with the real ornate woodwork and just something going on that makes them visually appealing, not just a, boring white box. I just figured that it was because people are, more boring nowadays or something. Look at how everybody decorates. Live, laugh, love. Could be. Nah, I'm not buying into that one. I think people just have bad taste nowadays. And it would also be really expensive to build a home that's, got statues and stuff built in, gargoyles built into the side. All right, you may have heard this one. Mattress stores being money laundering fronts. Because there's mattress stores everywhere. How often do you buy a mattress, Not super often. I bought a mattress in the last year because I needed one for a guest bedroom. I can't imagine buying one anytime soon. But yeah, you'll see them like right in a row. You get on Hit Road in Idaho Falls. There's 4 mattress stores right in the same block. It's a conspiracy. I don't know, people just say that mattresses have a very high markup, so they don't really need to sell very many of them to make some good money. Let's see, what else do we have here? The measuring lines on your detergent container are way more than you actually need, so you use it faster and buy more detergent. Kind of like the toothpaste thing. And actually, I've read that this is true, that most people are using way more laundry detergent than they need to. So it's probably, I could buy into this one. They want you to use up the soap faster so you can pay those outrageous amounts for your laundry detergent. That could make sense to me. Oh, back to conspiracy music. Wheel of Fortune gets contestants just as smart as Jeopardy, but weed out the smart ones and choose folks with average IQ. I mean, I'm sure that people just as smart as Jeopardy contestants, will try to get on Wheel of Fortune. But I think on Wheel of Fortune, you got to have a little bit more personality than on Jeopardy. Jeopardy, you got the nerds. People don't expect them to be that entertaining. Wheel of Fortune, yeah, you need a little bit of personality going on. I would love to be on Wheel of Fortune because I am good at that game. You would think with my terrible memory, I'd do awful, but, you fire up a Wheel of Fortune video game, I've got a strategy for it and everything. Put me on Wheel of Fortune. I need money. I need dough. All right, that one, I could buy into that conspiracy theory. Let's see here. CSI television shows purposely overplay the forensic capabilities of various law enforcement departments to help project an image of total competence. No, I think that they just do that because they got to be able to make it through the show. Could we enhance that image, please? You can't have a mystery that can't be solved. Even on the X-Files. They figure it out eventually. All right? Let's see here. Netflix marketing team releases memes about shows to give off the appearance that everyone is watching said show. Since people have FOMO, fear of missing out, they watch the shows to understand the memes. No, I think that's just marketing. I don't know if they're trying to give off the appearance that everyone's watching. They're just trying to get the word out about shows so people will tune in. No. I think the Paul McCartney conspiracy was invented by the Beatles just to mess with people. Okay, I don't think that the Beatles invented the Paul McCartney is dead meme. Not meme, conspiracy. I think that once some radio DJ threw it out there as a conspiracy, then they rolled with it, and started putting hidden messages in, just having fun. I don't think that they outright came up with this idea. I think they just went with the flow. That's my best guess. And there's some good documentaries out there about the Paul is dead conspiracy. They're very fun. Yeah, there's a lot of clues showing that Paul McCartney was replaced by a lookalike. These are kind of fun. I might continue on with these in a few. In the meantime, I'm going to take a break. All right, back in a minute. The only band I know that I've ever heard do a proper Soundgarden cover, Seven Dust right there, The Day I Tried to Live. There's just too few vocalists that can pull it off. But LeJean, man, I mean, he's just got that right soul for the voice. So good. So good. Seven Dust, one of the most underrated bands in rock, I think I'd have to say. All right. I'm going to take a quick break from conspiracy action, and let's talk about idiots in the media. I was looking at a website called rockcelebrities.net. They've got a new article out titled Les Claypool Hints at Possible New Primus Drummer. Fans Are Not Happy. I was like, oh, interesting. Primus kind of threw out the open call for drummer auditions after Tim Alexander just unexpectedly and abruptly left the band. So there are a lot of videos on YouTube of people auditioning and things like that. And Les posted a video on Instagram saying, I think we found our guy. And you've got Billy Strings sitting down at the drum kit. Billy Strings, a renowned guitar player. He's just so good. We don't play Billy Strings on K-Bear because it doesn't really fit. But Billy Strings is amazing. I'm a big fan. I really wish I would have got to see him play with Tool. Come out and bust out a guitar solo with Tool in Salt Lake. Last time they came through the area, but missed out on that. I had the better end of the deal, though. Got to see Tool with my lady in Boise, so that was awesome. But anyway, so Billy Strings sits down and says, here's my audition to play for Primus, and then he, just starts playing the drums terribly. All right, it's obviously a joke video. Now, the fans in the comments are saying things like, Billy Strings sucks. He sucks, so maybe a good fit. Whoever wrote this article does not know how Primus works. Every Primus fan knows that Primus sucks. Their official website, I don't know if it still is, but it used to be primussucks.com. Let's find out. No. Come on, Primus. That was a fun website. Fun domain name. So anyway, the fans in the comments are just leaving very clear comments made by Primus fans. Before you write an article about a band, if you're seeing one particular word in the comments over and over, like, wow, I can't believe how many people are saying everything about this band sucks, and Billy Strings sucks, and his drumming sucks, so he'd be a good fit. These comments just don't make any sense. A little bit of research. It's not going to take much to figure out that, Primus sucks is just a thing. Just Google Primus sucks. You're going to find countless videos of the crowd chanting it. Come on, guys.
My back hurts.
Your back hurts? Well, stop being so old.
Well, it's just what happens, man.
Yeah, it is. What did you do? Pick up a pillow?
I don't know. I just exist.
Walked.
The last time I was picking up a pillow. This one is just I'm here.
I got out of bed.
Yeah.
I'm feeling, pretty decent other than last night after our company party, I get home and there's something about, big Christmas celebration. We all get together. I got home and I'm like, all right, it's Friday night.
No, it's Monday.
Yeah. Sat down in front of the TV. I'm gonna play some video games. And then I looked down at my phone. All of a sudden it's like 9:15. I was like, no, this ain't right. It can't be Monday night. Need to tell the boss man Friday nights for those kind of things. You don't want to go back to work after that.
No.
No. I think we should be off this whole week as far as I'm concerned. Come on, I know you got my back on this one. You just won't say it. You want it off.
I want it off for me, but you have to stay here and work.
I know. I got all this stuff I got to do. Right. Got to listen to about 700 pop songs with Katie Lee. Dive into Z103. It's not as rough as others, I've got the tier of stations that I prefer to deal with. Z's pretty high up. I like dealing with Z. There's some good pop songs. Yeah.
What would 18-year-old self say to you?
Oh man, 18-year-old Victor would be like, dude, what happened to you? What happened to you? Number one
old washout.
Number one song of the year, Dua Lipa. What's wrong with you? I'm still into the crushing brutal metal. I just like something that's got a nice hook to it.
Something you can shake your booty to.
I do like shaking my booty. Listeners don't get to see what happens while I'm doing the show. There's a lot of booty shaking going on in this room every single day.
Have you seen the Trolls movies?
I've seen at least one of them.
You are kind of a troll, so all I'm envisioning is you just popping that booty,
Hey, man.
shaking your rump.
I've been starting to embrace my inner troll again as of
I
late.
noticed.
You were one of the first recipients of me being an internet troll back in the day, and it was always fun. But then I got older. I'm like, that's, kind of immature. And then I was like, who cares?
Now you're regressing like Benjamin Button.
Exactly. I'm just going back to it. Hey, radio people, you should all be ashamed of yourselves. I literally said that in that post yesterday. If you do blank, you should be ashamed. And I chose something that pretty much everyone in radio does. And
It's very shady.
it is shady. It's lousy, and it's the one guy who's like, I am not about supporting artists.
And then you're in the wrong business, bro.
Like, you run a music channel, and you don't think radio should support artists?
You don't have radio without artists.
Yeah, it's a music channel. What are you doing, dude? You wouldn't have anything to do if it wasn't for the artists. You are making money and getting attention off the artists you play.
What I like about that is all the old radio guys that say and have that stance. When you look at them, they all have that same similar type feel to them.
They have a certain look.
And you're like, oh, I don't even know. I don't even have to hear what you're going to say because I already know what it's going to be.
Yeah, you can just look at the picture. They're all, old.
Yeah. Try real hard not to judge people on their appearance, but there's a certain group that are always like that in radio.
Yeah, you can read a radio programmer book by its cover. When they got that certain look that I sit in my office all day with my nice button-down
I've never
polo.
picked up an instrument and played. Running a rock station.
The rock station ones are the worst, that don't support artists. It makes me just crazy. Just crazy. And sadly, there's not a lot of rock guys who do understand, like songwriting and the effort required. That's why they'd chop somebody's songs up. Nothing more insulting.
And when they do it when it's not in time.
Dude,
That one's really tough.
Yeah, when I think back to Tool's last album and that one edit I heard of Fear Inoculum, and it's like, I even tried to help
This isn't 4/4. What do I do? Let's just cut it here.
Dude, and I tried to help, even though I am adamantly against chopping chunks of songs out. I still sent the timestamps. I'm like, cut it right here, and then piece it together. Because you chopped it in the middle of a riff. It's jarring to listen to. Nothing. Didn't even go back and fix it.
No.
Like, why did I take the time to try to help?
Well, that particular person's band isn't Tool. You know what it is.
Lips of an angel.
Wasn't there something even more wussy than that? Granted, the Hinder guys are nice.
They're nice guys. Yes, we went bowling with them. They were very nice. That song makes me kind of cringe, but they are nice. And we're playing their new song. It's in the rotation, We support Hinder. But yeah. And you're kind of encouraging. I don't know. Is there any other boss in radio who would encourage staff to continue antagonizing everyone else in the industry?
Hey, I didn't encourage. I was asked, so how's that going?
Wait, you did go give that post a like, Jade. I saw Jade Davis likes his post.
Because Facebook's real.
Yeah, that one got less action than the one I did last week. I thought this one, I'd get people a little bit more angry, but I think they were ashamed of themselves, so they didn't have anything to say. Oh, so fun. So fun. Jade, do you like songs? Speaking of writing songs, have you ever tried to write songs with kitchen utensils?
Kitchen utensils? Like spoons? Like Spoon Man?
Like spoons, it can be done! Thank you again for tuning in to The Victor Welch Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.